Today we get two complementary readings. Our first reading is in essence a eulogy to King David, talking about many of the good things he did and recognising the things that he did to give glory to God. But it also gives a bit of a sense of this first reading of David's sins as well. A good eulogy is not just to recognise the good qualities of a person, but to be a little bit honest without going into all the details of their failings. And the first reading recognises that David relied upon the mercy of God and that he was a sinner himself. He was open to the work of God. He was open to the work of grace, but he failed himself on many occasions. But the first reading doesn't dwell too much on his failings. We get a little bit of an insight at the very end there, reminding us that he was a man who sinned and needed the grace of God. And that's the story for all of us. All of us are broken in some way, and we rely upon the mercy of God. We get to our gospel today, and it's one of the saddest gospels, I think, the saddest stories within all of the gospels. This little girl who's there dancing has impressed the king, and she goes and asks her mother, "What should I ask for?" You can almost see like a little girl doing this. The king said, "I can get a gift. What should I get?" And she comes back and says, "I want John the Baptist's head." I'm sure that's just what a little girl wanted. But she goes and asks for it. And then the king then delivers this. What a way for John the Baptist to die. But within all of this, God is at work. God is at work through tragedy in each of our lives. And that's why perhaps we gather on the first Friday of every month to dedicate the good, the bad, the tragedy, the difficulties of our life to the Sacred Heart. That the Sacred Heart is pierced. Jesus understands suffering and is with us to bring us to the resurrection, to bring us to the joys of heaven. So dedicate today the sufferings that are in your life, the sufferings that are in and around our world at this time. Maybe it's the tragedies similar to unfair deaths like John the Baptist's, the abuse of power of someone like King Herod. Perhaps it's some of the tragedies similar to what David was involved in as well, or maybe our own personal tragedies. Bring these and lay these at the hands of the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and know that we are protected, that we are loved, that we are cherished by God. We have Jesus to be with us through those tragedies, to bring us beyond the tragedies to the beauty of heaven. Let us dedicate today and this whole month to the love of Jesus Christ.